The Game of Life podcast coming at you, where we bring to you the behind-the-scenes lives of NBA players, business-savvy entrepreneurs, and top-level performers in all fields of personal development. The podcast that helps you become the best version of you.
The Game of Life, David Nurse.
Here we go.
Life is full of problems. Living life is solving problems.
Ooh, say that again slower.
Life is full of problems. Living life is solving problems.
Ooh, I like
Because you're always going to have a problem.
That's
no matter what
really
day.
good.
No matter what day there's always going to be a problem
No
in
doubt.
your life.
Yep.
There's no perfect day.
Yep.
So the best way to do it is just figure out how to fix the problem.
Yeah, and
You're going to always have one.
And you embrace knowing that you're gonna have it, so it doesn't.
Yeah, you're not going to wake up and be like, oh, today's just, great. Feel great today. You know, you're going to have that, but then something like, I don't know, just your chain comes off the bike or something crazy, you know,
Yep.
that you don't even think of. That's a problem, but you're going to just fix it and move on.
Welcome back to another episode of the Game of Life podcast. This is part 2 of Rob Sacre and Ryan Kelly, two of the most interesting NBA athletes you will ever meet. In part 1, Rob and Ryan went in depth on what it was like to play in the NCAA tournament at the highest level, get drafted and play in the NBA for the Los Angeles Lakers together, and now be reunited in Japan, dominating the Japanese basketball league, just like they're dominating sushi. Okay, maybe not. Rob's talking more about Rocky Mountain oysters than he is sushi, but hey, very interesting conversation in part 1. In part 2 gets even better and even more in depth. Rob and Ryan will talk about biohacking in the NBA, and that's what we're doing on this podcast. We're biohacking your life in all aspects to make you a 1%. And both of these guys right here, true 1%ers. So we're going to talk in depth about behind-the-scenes stories in the NBA, what drives them every single day, the mottos, the theories, just the sayings that they hold on to always live with that glass half full, and they surely do, bringing a smile to every single person that they interact with in Japan. And you're going to learn some about the Japanese culture. Konnichiwa. Rob and Ryan are going to drop some knowledge on you here in part 2. So without further ado, Game of Lifers, you're in for a treat. Part 2, the Game of Life podcast. Rob Sacre and Ryan Kelly coming at you. Buckle up, because here we go.
So yeah, you got great teammates, but think about that. You're over here in Japan, far
I get
away
to play
from LA,
basketball.
Japan.
You get to play basketball.
I know it is.
You got to put things in perspective, right?
True, but
And trust me, today felt like a day. I didn't have it. I know I didn't have it.
I could have never guessed that. You're still talking. You're still you.
No, but it was a rough one. I'm not gonna lie. My body was dragging. I felt like I had a ton of bricks on.
Until you knew I was gonna cook dinner, then you just popped back.
No, I didn't go over the tracks. I stayed on this side, so I made sure. Because if I got home today, I wouldn't be over here. I'm not gonna lie. I would sleep. So I was
anyway, yeah.
No, that's definitely. I think that's definitely a thing. You're better than I am, but we're relatively conscious about is being pretty communicative, and whether or not some of these guys might not even understand some of the stuff we're saying, but that definitely makes it more fun.
Yeah,
I think
you
for
gotta,
us,
you gotta.
Whether it be a little competitive when we're on black and white different teams,
talking,
nothing crazy, but just something to, because for basketball there is that level of. It is awesome. We get to do what we're loved to do for a job.
It can feel like a job.
But it is a job. It is a job.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have to do necessarily 9 to 5, but there's some days where there's a level of monotony to it, right? You're doing the same thing, and as much as there can be a mental grind to that, there can be a physical grind to that. I think the richest NBA player in the world would have days like that, and you got to fight through it. You got to fight through it, and we're on the other side of the world doing it, and so sometimes we have to fight a little harder.
Yeah, you gotta find those little things that just make those days like, all right, it's not that bad. All right. I think the hardest part is when it does feel like you've been doing the same thing over and over again. But if you can kind of lighten that up, that's when you can Nick was great. Nick Young
was great at
speaking of
it.
a great teammate.
Yeah.
Nick Young was amazing at doing that. Always bringing like a good energy for the most part into the
Practice.
locker
room.
room. It does. It changes the energy where it's a positive energy and like
I thought D'Antoni especially was really good at letting him
like
beat him.
Right.
Yeah, and,
for sure.
And especially the NBA season's so long, and in a given practice, a coaching staff's really you're probably just trying to get one little thing out of it. I mean, whether that be recovery or some little thing, and Nick managed to always make it so everybody wasn't like, why am I here?
Yeah, and I think the hard days is when your body is feeling a certain type of way.
Yeah.
And your mind can be like, yeah, I'm cool with being here. I have no problem. But your body is just... and maybe that's me getting older and saying this now, but I think once your body starts saying, yeah, you're starting to ache. That achy feeling is not cool. I think that's when you really kind of have to like push and try to make it like more upbeat, because those are the hard days where it feels like, oh, why am I here? Kind of thing. But if you can get through those days where you're like, you can try to like make it light, or I don't know.
But think about it, like the impact you have on the Japanese guys here. They literally love you guys. And one of the biggest compliments I could ever give anybody or ever receive is being consistent. Like, I've never, in the years I've been coming back out here, I've never seen you walk to practice without a smile on your face. Same for you. You guys are joking around, having fun with it, but that's what makes it fun. And you guys, and I mean, that's the, like, life is really comes down to, basically, we're going super deep here. How you enjoy the daily grind, because days are just going to be the same. It's going to be like Groundhog's Day time and time again, but how can you find joy out of it? How can you find purpose out of it? And how can you just excite others?
You really want to go deep?
Let's go deep, baby.
We try and hold each other accountable, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
we
like,
joke about it, but
like we always say, our thing is half full, like the glass is half full.
That's awesome.
And that's our thing where we laugh at, like, okay, you're right.
Getting a little negative.
Getting a little dark, talking negative things, saying some negative things. But like I read at one point, like, the best way to, if you find yourself in that negative mindset, and you start going into like saying once you say it, then negative things start coming around you or whatever, that whole energy.
Yeah.
But the best way to do that is like, you have to refocus on your mind, right? So you have to put things in perspective. Like I always say, it's like, for example, like, life isn't that bad, Right. You got to put things in perspective of, okay, there's people doing a lot worse things for a job, or there's people there's people struggling right now to, walk,
for sure,
sleep,
for sure,
eat, So once you put your mindset into that mindset of like, okay, wait, my life isn't that bad. I'm on a basketball court and I'm dribbling, running around, doing all that. That's when you can kind of like reprogram your mind to being like, life ain't that bad.
Yeah.
Like, life isn't that hard that I need to be upset and, complaining about my life, or like complaining about me doing a boring drill, or something like that. If you can refocus that mind into that, and then you give thanks, right?
That's huge.
Those things of you giving thanks for those like things kind of change your mind to being a positive mindset. Little things trust me, I've read a lot of butts being over.
You know what you did though? Hey, you just did the mindset shift. The book is exactly what you did. You changed perspective. Look at it, did it too. It's like the get to versus have to, or it's like the daily grind. If you look at it like daily find, what you're gonna learn that day. You're all mindset shift. You should be a spokesperson for the book.
Well, give me the book and I'll read it.
Okay, I know. All right.
Give me the book. Get it right. Get it all done and figured out, and then I'll read it.
I got you.
I got a bunch of positive stuff.
Keep hitting me with some of this stuff.
No, I
like the deep stuff. Tell me some stuff.
Lamps. I got like 2 salt lamps in my place. Man. I got incense burning all the time.
That's what I do.
You need it, man.
I'm an essential oil guy.
Some candle?
Yeah, essential oil.
I have a candle right there.
My Guadalupe. I got my Guadalupe candles that I light.
Yes.
Oh man.
All right, welcome back to the Game of Life podcast. We've got Jeremy Lin on. Jeremy, what's going on?
The 2 most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why.
He's like the eye of the hurricane, because in the middle of the hurricane, it's really calm. And so Michael never tried to stop all the madness around him. What he learned was he just got calm in the middle of it.
Stealing that pass at Staples, I was like, dude. You know?
Yeah. Give Kobe a little glance after that. What's up?
You want to be that person that when they walk into a room that people are happy to see you.
Talk to me about working with Ronaldo. You helped coach Ronaldo to become a great sleeper.
A human test tube. Thank you, man. I think that's like one notch up from being a human guinea pig. They'll take it.
In a good way.
And I just pray, man. Like, I just pray and I just thank God for everything.
The moment you realized, man, I'm in the NBA.
Oh man, that was from day one. That was the day I got drafted, when I heard my name being called.
Buckle up, the Game of Life podcast coming at you, where we bring to you the behind-the-scenes lives of NBA players, business-savvy entrepreneurs, and top-level performers in all fields of personal development. The podcast that helps you become the best version of you.
No, but what is true, to piggyback on that, and that it sounds so simple, but I mean, humans are inevitably selfish creatures, right? We look inward before we look outward, 100%. And that mindset shift is a way to look outward while kind of looking inward. If that makes sense. Like you're looking through your brain and forcing it to see what else is out there. And I mean, inevitably we want to do what's best for us. And if that shift, we can trick our mind into that shift will help me. Even it's thinking about other people, but it will help me.
Yeah.
And then your mind goes, oh, it's for me. Like it's helping me.
Right.
And
exactly.
It's easier to
woe
think,
me.
woe is
Be the
me.
victim.
Yeah, to be the victim.
Yeah.
But if you can trick your mind into saying, well, this is actually going to help me. This is for my benefit.
Right.
Yeah.
Then that's when good things happen.
Right.
It sounds kind of selfish, but it's not.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you pour into others, that's when you really find
For sure.
yourself.
Yeah.
For sure. And like giving and all that
Exactly.
makes you feel better.
Way better.
But the hardest part is, and that's for anybody, I feel, the hardest part is realizing that you're in a negative mindset.
Yeah.
I think that's the hardest part, because you never know you're in a mindset or you're in a funk. And I think once you realize, I think you have to really self-reflect and do all a bunch of type of stuff to understand your mind, and then you can realize, okay, I'm going into a dark place. I need to get out of where I'm going. And that's when you can learn. But until you really know yourself, it's hard to like pick up when you're talking negative, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know they're saying a lot of negative things. A lot of people don't.
People complain all the time and
All
don't
the
know
time.
about it.
All the time. But they don't understand when they're doing it. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
It happens to everyone. It even happens to me. You know,
For sure.
It can catch you. But once you catch yourself doing it and you're aware of doing it, that's when you're like, oh, well, you know, all right, let's change. I'm in a bad space. Let me change this mindset. You know, but it's like that's where I think people get kind of their minds all messed up, because it's, you know, they need a reason to complain.
They need a reason to complain, and then they just continue to listen to the other negative thoughts around them, the negative people around them.
Right.
One thing I do like about you guys a lot is that you really genuinely don't care what others think. Not in a bad way, but you're not worried about, most people in life worry about what society says they have to be, or what their parents say they have to be, or try to fit into a little square.
Right.
You guys are genuine. You're genuine, not just basketball players, but genuine people.
Yeah, I'm just.
You're you. That's what I love. That's what I respect and love.
I'm not gonna.
No.
Yeah. No, there's no point.
Exactly.
If you don't like me, so be it.
Exactly.
Cool. Yeah.
I mean, we've both been different for just because we stood out in some way, right?
Right,
We were the
sure,
bigger kid.
right.
We've always been different, and some people, I think, shrink from that, and they, kind of cower away from that and don't want to be different. And other people are like, "Look, this is me."
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit easier, even not that we're any different, but it's even easier to do that here because we're.
Yeah.
There's no way to conform here.
Right. That is for sure.
Yeah, for us it's impossible. Yeah. But going back to what you were saying though, I think that is where it is nice to have people around you, a circle around you that can help you figure out when you're going into that negative mindset. And
for sure.
Like I said, we have some accountability, and a lot of times it's joking, but it does create some level of there's a little meaning to it.
We're going dark. Yeah, we're going dark. Going rogue, guys. Going rogue.
Yeah. So that level of accountability, and that's when somebody we've been around each other long enough that
it's not like a negative thing when you're like, hey, Rob. Have full.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a call out. Yeah.
You're right. I'm going somewhere dark. Yeah. You're right. I don't need to go that way. Yeah. And it's you just got to be aware of it. That's the hardest part is not because it with anything, whether you're building a ditch to working in an office. There's days where you just don't want to be there.
No doubt, yeah.
And it's just that, that's just what life is all about. But if you can, like you said, find those little victories in the day.
There you go.
That's, woo! That nurse is cooking tonight. Yeah.
What I'm saying, baby.
That got you through. That got you through.
I knew it did. I knew looking forward to this day got you through.
Yeah. It just, those little things, you just... And the thing is...
Tokyo bananas.
Yeah, Tokyo bananas. Those things, though, at the end of you realize how fast life goes by, and then you're like, why was I complaining about that? That was one of the best times of my life.
Yeah, I know.
That's so true.
That's the craziest part about it is, you complain, and then you look back, and you're like, oh my, why am I complaining? I'll complain about my kids. Do I love them? Absolutely. But there's days where I'll complain oh man, the grind on that. But at the same time, I'm I miss my baby crying. Sure. I miss them being small and doing whatever little kids do at that age. And now my son's 7, and I'm like, go back to being little again. So we take a lot of things for granted.
That's a great point.
And when we're in it, we don't think about it, and we're just like, oh gosh. You want the time to speed up a little bit, but you got to take those moments and try to live in the now.
Yep.
Well, I have a good story that hits that.
Talk to me.
Drop it, baby.
That is kind of both ends of the spectrum here. So my freshman year at Duke, I didn't play a ton. I came off being, highly touted, recruited McDonald's All-American, and I'm like, oh, this is, I'm McDonald's All-American, I'm getting here, and then I look around and every single other player on the team is McDonald's All-American. Right. So I don't play a lot, and, especially nowadays, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, a lot of kids in that situation, I certainly would be thinking about leaving or, transferring or whatever, and I didn't really ever have that on my mind at all. But long story short, we win the national championship that year, and I played in the Final Four game. I didn't play a second in the national championship game against Butler. Didn't see the floor. And, looking back on that, I go, why couldn't I enjoy that? In the moment, I was obviously happy. I was celebrating, but, that tinge
For sure.
That, I didn't get to play. Why didn't I play? And actually, in the moment, I managed to shift it positively. I was mad. I didn't celebrate as much as everybody else was when I got back to campus or anything. But I shifted it to okay, if I'm not good enough, I'm gonna go in the gym and I want to do this myself with and I want to get back there and which I never got to do, but get back there and I'm gonna be a big part of it or whatever. Which was kind of a positive shift, but then looking back on it, I'm going, but then I also didn't enjoy
the time that you had
winning a national championship. So a little bit of both in there.
That's a bit of both. That's big time, man.
So there was good and bad there.
It's.
You have that toilet that the sink is on the back?
Yes.
Do you use that?
No.
Ooh, you got a sink on the back of your
toilet? No, it makes sense. So you don't waste water. You don't waste water.
So when you flush, water comes and refills the bowl.
But I just don't have soap. Where am I putting my
exactly.
soap?
Where's the soap?
Yeah.
So whoever's using it is clearly just using their hands under water and
I can do a whole podcast on Japanese toilets. They are absolutely amazing.
I think everyone feels that way.
I would go. Even if I don't have to go, I'll just sit on the toilet in the morning just to.
In all honesty, you want to try this? I'm not gonna eat them.
Have you had one?
I've never had one.
Sweets.
Apparently this isn't super sweet.
I just feel like
it's it's banana.
It's bananas.
But this is I think it's a coffee. It's a coffee.
To me,
flavor.
it just looks too much like
if
a
it's coffee flavor, does it have coffee? I do not need to be up all night.
I don't believe it has. I don't think it has coffee. According to this, it does not. No, I don't think so. Coffee milk flavor.
It looks just too much like
bouncing off the wall. Just ready to roll.
God, what do you think is in that thing? That's brave, dude. Does it taste like a Twinkie?
This is the last thing I'm worried about eating.
How is it?
Actually, in Japan, you could probably eat anything. You'll be fine.
It's solid. It's nothing.
Yeah, right. That's what my dad said. He's like, it's not that good. It's not that bad.
Nothing to write home about.
Really banana middle though. It's like banana.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
But how could it preserve like that for that long?
It's like a banana mash, probably.
Yeah. I do like
mashed it's not. I can see it being good with something.
Yeah, these are big. This is a thing. If you look up
go to Japan, you gotta get these bananas. I feel like you need something with it. It's not sweet enough.
Yes, that's exactly. It's not enough of a dessert.
Right, it's not sweet enough. So I don't know.
Does the coffee flavor come through?
Mm-hmm.
No.
More than the banana.
Yeah.
Well, actually, coffee and banana does sound like a good combination.
I'm gonna be up all night.
Okay, here we go. We're going to the rapid fire round.
I'm not gonna eat one.
Say whatever. Are you going? You going in on one?
No. I'm saying I'm not going to because I'm afraid there's coffee.
Got you to one. It's got coffee.
These sheets are too hot. Getting these sheets off.
Rapid fire round. Say whatever comes to your mind. Whatever comes first.
Quick break in the podcast to bring to you our sponsor, Butcher Box. My taste buds are jumping up and down for joy with this right now. It is literally the best steaks you will have in your life right here. 100% grass-fed, grass-finished beef, free-range organic chicken. If you want chicken, heritage bred pork. I'm a salmon guy, and their salmon is fresh and unbelievable. Free shipping, delivered right to your door. You can get 2 pounds of ground beef every month for free, or you can enter this sweet hookup code that they gave me to give to you guys, DNA, to get $20 off any purchase that you have at all times. Check it out, butcherbox.com. If you like meat, if you're a man of the woods carnivore, I like veggies too, but if you just love good meat, check these guys out. Unbelievable. Grass-fed, grass-finished. Grass-finished is the key. They're bringing it. Butcherbox.com. DNA at checkout. Okay, hook it up. Let me know how you like it. Taste buds will thank you. All right, now back to the second half of the podcast. Rob Sacre and Ryan Kelly. The hot seat is coming. This is the best part. Here we go.
Here we go. We're going to start off in Japan on the food kick. What's your favorite food in Japan, Ryan? Tell me what it is and why. Boom.
Wolfgang Steakhouse? No. No, that's the best thing I've eaten. Sushi. Sushi's been the best thing. And I haven't even had probably the top sushi. I've just eaten the local ones. But that's been my favorite Japanese food.
What kind? Sushi's broad. That's like saying.
I'm pretty basic. I like tuna.
I like burgers.
66. I like burger.
Tuna. You like the fatty
tuna.
You like the lean tuna.
I like
sushi guy. You need to know this.
I like the fatty tuna.
Okay, you like Toro.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Toro.
I like the tuna with the sesame on top, like the little sesame seeds and a little. I like salmon. I'm pretty basic, man.
Okay,
pretty
all right.
basic.
Your sushi, fatty tuna sushi.
You know what's pretty good? It's like a dessert. They have
bananas.
Those bananas. I haven't had one yet. So, the sweet potato fries that they put like the glaze on. You know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're
talking about. And they're cold though.
No, you get them at the sushi place on the train.
Yeah.
Yes, they're really good.
Really? I've never had.
Well, it's just it throws you off a little bit. It throws you off, but then it's like sweet potato's great, but then it's like sweet potato. It's like the glaze is sweet on it.
It does. If you wanted something sweet, you can get those bad boys. Yeah. You don't get into the sweet potatoes?
I like sweet potato fries, but
I'll get you.
I like French fries.
Those things I
like
bake.
sweet potatoes, but I'm not.
I'll give you a recipe here. You go get a sweet potato. You can cook it right here. You do microwave it for like, I don't know, a couple minutes or something like that, just to soften it.
Yeah.
You chop it up into basically fries, like thick cut fries, and then you put it in the little toaster oven.
Ooh.
Turn them over once halfway through.
Really?
Good.
Nice call.
Yeah.
This guy always comes up with some crazy
You
stuff.
got some of
Add a little
that
that
sleeve.
Salt, that crazy
magic salt.
magic
you got
salt.
in there.
Woo!
All right, Rob, what do you got? Japanese food.
Japanese ramen.
Ramen.
I love the ramen here, man.
It actually is really good.
I put some garlic in there, like some fresh cut garlic, and then really doesn't matter what kind of ramen. All of it is pretty good, and you can get them anywhere. There's a ramen spot every corner. I feel so. You're good.
That's the thing. When people in America hear that, they think the ramen, but it's not even close to that ramen.
No.
Ramen here is just.
I don't know how to describe it. It's really good.
That's all you gotta say.
What were those thick noodles that we got?
Udon.
Oh,
Udon's
man.
money too.
That is good.
Yeah, I know. I don't even like noodles, but they're so good over here. Yeah. You know what I love the most about it? Going to an udon or ramen shop. No one says a word, but they just slurp like
I was
crazy.
just about to say that.
Slurp City, baby.
I never understood. That was one thing that I had a hard time like getting over. Is like it's okay to slurp your food here.
Yeah, that would be like very inappropriate.
It's one of my pet peeves, but I'll just do it.
I don't like now. I don't even notice it, and I'm like, I do it now. I'm like, I don't.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slurp anything I got from now on. That's exactly it. If you just close your eyes and walk into one of those places and you try, nice.
Anywhere.
All right, rapid fire. On to the next. What's a quote that you live by? One of your favorite quotes that you've had either growing up, now. It could be one of my mindset shifts that I'm just pumping on you guys.
You want to do a mind shift?
No. A quote, something, some kind of quote.
Life is full of problems. Living life is solving problems.
Ooh, say that again slower.
Life is full of problems. Living life is solving problems.
Ooh, I like
because you're always going to have a problem.
That's
no matter what
really
day.
Good.
No matter what day there's always going to be a problem in your life. There's no perfect day.
Yep.
So the best way to do it is just figure out how to fix the problem.
Yeah, and
you're going to always have one.
And you embrace knowing that you're going to have it, so it doesn't knock you off
you're not
your
going to
horse.
wake up and be like, oh, today's just, great. Feel great today. You know, you're going to have that, but then something like, I don't know, just your chain comes off the bike or something crazy, you know, that you don't even think of. That's a problem, but you're going to just fix it and move on.
That's really good. I've never heard that quote. That's really good.
That's a good quote. And you've said it a lot of times. Like how quickly you said it. It was like
you've done these things before. Top that. That's gonna be tough. What do you got? You got one on you?
I'm gonna go biblical because
baby. No,
it's tatted on my arm. But
yes.
Well, this isn't biblical, but I always do say this: rise and rise again. Similarly, like
Yep.
You're gonna fall down. You just gotta keep getting up. We're all gonna take punches. Man,
that is really good.
Until lambs become lions. That's
gosh. Look at us just dropping this knowledge here.
And then Philippians 4:13. which is I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So those are my wrists, and
love it.
That's how I try to approach it.
Both of those are awesome. Look at us.
I gave 2.
You did give 2. I'll just drop 2.
No.
I can drop a few.
We could go another podcast of just quotes. We'll go Zig Ziglar mode next time. All right. Dinner guests. You get 3 dinner guests to invite, dead or alive. Who you bring in, and what do you cook in? Let's go 1, then 1. Let's go boom, boom. 3 people. Doesn't have to be. It could be like. It could be us 3. This
right here.
No, I see you, Brian, enough. I see you on occasion, so I'm good on that.
All right.
Ryan, you go. I don't know.
This reminds me of The Office. You remember he's answering this question? And
I feel like I've seen this episode.
This one was on The Office.
He gives like 3 guys, and he's like, and 4th, definitely 4th would be God. Like, oh, that's 4th. It is tough. I would probably, do somebody when they were younger. Like my dad when he was my age. I think that would be
pretty interesting,
pretty cool.
I never thought about it like that.
I didn't even think about it like that.
Yeah, I just want to see somebody in somebody that close, man.
Someone you know.
Yeah, someone I've known for a long time.
At the same time.
Because people always tend to say that my dad and I are pretty similar.
You're exactly the same.
And so you just
Frat House Kelly. Frat House over here.
Yeah.
Beer pong.
So that would be interesting. That's my one. That's 1.
Okay. All right.
Dead or alive. I don't know. I really never thought about it because I
feel like you'd invite Joe Rogan.
No.
Okay.
Watch enough.
He would hijack the conversation.
All right.
There's so many interesting things.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know who I would want because I feel like I've never wanted. I would probably just have my grandfather who passed away. Just
that's perfect.
That me and him were like best friends.
Yeah.
So that to me right there, I would say is I could think of. But there's someone alive. I couldn't.
Yeah. No, that's even better. I mean, some of that's deep and some of that means
I couldn't think of someone alive that I'm like I have to meet. I'm like obsessed about meeting. It's just. I think I don't know.
That's good.
I'll
take that.
One alive person that I could think of that I would like that I met once before at Staples Center and that I would enjoy is Larry David.
That's exactly the person I honestly would bring to mind too.
I think
the dude is hilarious and real and genuine. You met him?
I met him very briefly.
All right,
did like, hey man, I'm
That's funny you said.
I've never really had that. I mean, I'm sure when I was a kid, I looked up to people and would have been amazed if I met them. But, and there's people obviously I'd like to meet, but he was probably one person that I can think of where I got in the moment and I was like, oh, that's Larry David.
I think what happened, and I think because of being with the Lakers.
Oh, we saw so
many. And then I think you see people as normal people.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just like, I don't know if I want to see them, and not in a negative way or I just wouldn't you just realize people are just people. Maybe I would probably
that's good.
Maybe like a singer I would probably think of or another actor, but playing with Kobe and just I'm like
seen that level, and you see what he has to go through every time somebody comes up to him, and
I just can't think of somebody famous that I would have to meet. It was just that I just can't.
Well, that's 3 right there, though. I mean, your grandpa, your dad, and Larry David.
That's
perfect. We got our dinner. We got our bananas. We got our bull's testicles and chicken liver I cooked. I mean, what more do you really need? We'll slurp it down.
There's a thing. There's a thing in Montana. It's the prairie oyster competition. That's what they call prairie oysters.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say.
Prairie oysters. And there's they'd cook them all different styles and stuff. But I'm telling you, boy, that fry with some ketchup.
That's all you're tasting is the fry and the ketchup.
picture of it too.
You know how epic this podcast was? We did what is a loop. We took what we started with and then we finished with it. It's what great comedians do too.
That's true. Yeah,
we just did it.
Yeah.
God, we should just drop the mic on that. I was gonna ask you one final one. Did we get a picture of this?
Oh, you want to see?
I definitely want to see this. And then we got one final question. Boom. Dunzo.
What shoot? Go
Oh,
ahead,
okay.
shoot.
I thought we were getting the
I
picture
can
of the.
give you the picture of the balls.
We'll come back to the balls
all right,
again.
We'll come back.
A third time.
We'll finish
the loop.
We'll finish with the loop.
Back.
We're teasing the loop in there with our ketchup and fried prairie oysters. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
If you could tell one person, if you could leave people with one thing to tell them to be able to follow their dreams or to be able to motivate them in some way, let's just say someone that you want to have an impact on, whether it be a kid or someone that it might be, leave them with something that you would tell them, hey,
that was ranch.
There it is.
Ranch and ketchup.
There it is.
That question.
There it is. Mid deep dream.
Yeah, I know.
Ranch. Oh, wow,
ranch
that is fried. Wow, those are okay. That's really big. That's
those are.
You can't see those on this podcast, but yeah,
big balls.
One thing for someone, drop the mic on something. What does greatness mean to you, and how can you tell somebody through that to be able to follow their dreams?
Ryan.
Well, I said it a little bit, but the fact that like something like Rob has said, something bad's gonna happen. You're not gonna get to where you want to be, but that doesn't force you to stop. Like, just keep that forward progress, and even if you get knocked back, you just keep going at something. And I think, the dream obviously is to do what you love to do. Not everybody gets to do that, but to go into every day, reaching for something. It might not be, there are plenty of people that want to play in the NBA, per se. That, whether or not it's in the cards, who knows? But if they're trying every single day as hard as they can to get there, it's not failure to not.
Great point.
Get there.
Yep. The lessons you learn along the way too, and I think tying that in with what Rob said earlier too, like you want to do what you love, but some people aren't blessed to be able to have that opportunity to do what you love. But if you can find small wins in every single day,
absolutely.
Like even if you don't love necessarily what you're doing, there's something about that you can drive out, some type of passion that you do love.
Yeah.
And we're all good at something.
Yeah. Nice.
You just don't know what and if you haven't found that thing that you're good at, you just haven't done enough things.
That's great.
That's how I feel. Like if you feel like life is boring or whatnot, or you're not doing your dream job, or you're not fulfilling whatever you feel, it's because I feel like you haven't given yourself enough opportunity to like try different things, or you haven't found what you're good at. And everyone's good at something. Now, who knows what that is? I don't know. But everyone's good at something, and you just gotta test the water. Be okay. Be able to like fail. You're gonna try different things, and you might fail at those things, but it's okay to try different things. And I don't know. That's where your life goes.
I love that so much because I want to drop my favorite quote on you from there. Thomas Edison said, after failing 10,000 times at creating the light bulb.
10,041.
Was it 10,000? Oh, you just one-upped me on that.
Oh,
no.
Man.
Cut. But anyways, my favorite quote that Rob knows better, he didn't fail. He learned 10,041 ways it didn't work to find the right way.
You better be right on that one.
I don't know.
Boom.
You
dropped the mic.
Drop the mic. We're out. Bulls, testicles, in the loop. Yeah.
Big
time thank you to Rob Sacre and Ryan Kelly for coming on the Game of Life podcast live in Japan as we were cooking up some beef livers, and they were eating some chicken. They don't really go with the beef livers, but we had no Japanese food over there. I could not believe we weren't rolling sushi. Anyways, unbelievable story Rob and Ryan have, and just their outlook for life and their positive mentality that they bring to every single day. Like, literally, I was over there and I saw the smiles they brought to everyone's face. They stood out like a sore thumb there in Japan, but they embraced every day, even when they're away from their families across the world, where it's literally night and day, kind of like another planet over there. An amazing culture, amazing people, but just being away from the people you love, it's not easy. In the light that they are to so many, Rob Sacre, Ryan Kelly, check out more about them, their story. It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable as well as just how much they put in every single day to improve themselves, improve their minds, improve their bodies, improve everyone else around them. They are great teammates because they're great servants first, and they've been blessed and they bless others. Rob Sacre, Ryan Kelly, they are game changers, true legends, true one percenters. Thank you, Game of Lifers, for checking out this podcast, supporting, following. It just means a lot to me. I couldn't do this podcast without you guys. And if you can share the good news, here's my challenge to you. If you can leave a review, 5-star, just literally 5 seconds, just scroll down in this app, click a 5-star, click a 1-star if you think it's 1-star. But just leave a review. Let me know what you're thinking on this podcast, what you want to see, what you want to hear about, who you want to have on, and then make it a challenge too. If you can get 5 people to leave a review, I'm sending you some swag, some Game of Life swag for sure. Let me know if you're able to get done. Screenshot this, share it on Instagram. I'll shout you out as well. Game of Lifers, have an amazing week. Do something good for someone this week. Just pour into others, and you will see your joy being filled up, because we've been blessed to bless others. All right, Game of Lifers, have a great week. As you know, life's a journey. Enjoy it. David Nurse, Game of Life, signing off.